Well, hiya Dick, and anybody else who's cared to join us. I bet you had a little giggle last week anyway regarding the last video when I did a few errors in that on some of the demonstrations. I picked them out and played them for a while. But I didn't have to load it up, but I thought I would load it up just to let you see that, yeah, you know, those of us that can play the piano, we do make mistakes as well. And you will make many mistakes as you go through learning. And you just got to overcome those and practice and get better. I just play for my own amusement now, so I just come and sit down and play something when I want, or learn something. But anyway, today we're going to learn about C major scale, and then we're going to look at your first tune. And the first tune that we're going to learn is only something to get you more familiarised with the music in conjunction with the piano keyboard and vice versa. Now, we already know, and I keep mentioning this, that is the treble clef or G clef. It makes that second line G, which that note is always going to be there. Okay, sorry, I'm going up a bit. There, which is always going to be there, G. And we work his way down, F, E, D, C to middle C. So from middle C up to there is basically the treble side, and from there down to there is the left hand side, which we're going in conjunction with the music, and that's where we're basically going to be. Anything else outside of these parameters going up there or below will be written, but they'll be written with ledger lines to represent a continuous line going all the way across. But it's a short little line, and you work your way up from line space, line space, line space until you get to that particular note, and vice versa in the left hand. Right, anyway, I'm going to learn you the C major scale and the structure of it today before we move on. Now then, I told you about the major thirds. I probably didn't tell you about the minor third so much, but the major third consists of two old tones. Tone, tone, two old tones. Major means big or great, yeah. And the minor third means small, means exactly what it says. So if we look at that, C to E, which is two old tones, now if I diminish that, E, or flatten the E to the black note, which is leaning that way, that is what we call a minor third, a minor third. And that consists of one tone and one semitone, so it's a tone and a half. All minor thirds consist of that. Okay, they're all minor thirds. Okay, so, and the major and minor thirds, very important, especially for chord structure. Knowing them, all chord structure is based on them, you know, by building on the major and adding, say, a minor third above that, gives us C7, or a major third gives another C major 7, and so on. C9, C11, and so forth. So C major 11, C11, and so forth. But once you learn all these chords on one scale, the formula and structure on every other scale is exactly the same. So if I wanted to play the chord C major 7, it's the root, the third, the fifth, and the major 7th. Okay, we've got a major third, we've got a minor third, and we've got a major third. So a major 7 chord consists of major third, minor third, major third. So, but we'll come more into them as well. So now we're going to lean towards this, the scales, because these are important as well. Okay, because all your scales, all your melodies or tunes and that are all written on a scale. And this scale C major is what we call the natural key of C. There's no sharps or flats in the key signature. There's no sharps or flats in it. Okay, right, now we know obviously we've got C, middle of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, and the fingering for it is 1 thumb, second, third, and then on F we tuck under with the thumb, and then 2 on G, 3 on A, 4 on B, and 5 on C, and then we come back down. Okay, now then, let's look at the structure of a major scale. You know, and of course the scale takes its name from the first note, the root note or the key note, and this is it. You know, we're forming the C major scale, so the note must be C. We can't start on G because you'll be forming the G major scale. C. Okay, right now, so here's the structure. From C to D is a tone. Okay, so that's a tone. Okay, and then from D to E is another tone. Okay, now from E to F is a semitone. There's no note in between them, so that's a semitone. Okay, semitone. And then from F to G is a tone. That's a tone. And from G to A is a tone. And then from A to B is a tone. And then from B to C is a semitone. So that's a tone, that's a semitone. Okay, now that's the structure. It's tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Now that's the structure for a major scale. Now you can start on any other note. Say if we're going to say G. There's G, tone. So G, A. Now we want another tone, which is B. Then we want a semitone. Then we want a tone, then we want another tone, now we want another tone. So in this case, this is where key signatures come in. We have to raise the F to F sharp to give us that tone. And by raising that to F sharp, it automatically gives us the semitone we want for G. So it's tone, 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 semitone, tone, 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 semitone, and that's the structure is exactly the same. And of course, the last 4 notes of any major scale is the first 4 notes of a new scale. In this case, C, D, E, F is 4, and midway we've got G, A, B, C. Now G, A, B, C is the first 4 notes of the G major scale. And as we do the G major scale, the last 4 notes of that major scale is D, E, F sharp to G. Okay, and they're your first 4 notes of another scale. So anyway, let's get back to this. So there's your fingering. That's the structure of it. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Now that's a formula, so you know you don't you can practice the different scales if you want to and rehearse them. It flexes your fingers, and you know it's the same in the left hand. So that's that. But now what I'm going to show you here now, the first 4 notes of the C major scale. Okay, anything with 4 in it is what's known as a tetrachord. So if I play G minor 7, that's a tetrachord. A flat 7, tetrachord. F minor 7, tetrachord. C major 7, tetrachord, 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 and so forth. Anything with 4 in it is a tetrachord. So the C major scale is made up of 2 tetrachords, and this is your first Tetra. Can't write any chord. That's your first tetra chord, you see that. And from here, midway, up to there, okay, from there to there, is your second tetra chord. I ain't got room there, so that's your second tetra chord. Okay, that's your second tetra, second and first. Okay, and with that, by using that formula, you've already got your first four notes of the new scale. So you've only got to find that the remaining four notes to complete the scale on any of them. So, and I'll just for what's the name say, tetra equals 4. Chord equals string or note. Okay, that's just the very basic side of it, you know. Right then, that's done with that anyway for now. I'm just going to come back in a minute, bear with me. Right, okay then. Right, here's your first tune anyway. I've actually included quavers and not so many crotchets actually. So I've put you forward a bit actually. So remember the whole note, it receives 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4 off. And a crotchet and a minim receives 1, 2 off. 1, 2 off. So it's 1, 2 off, 3, 4 off, okay? And of course, and a crotchet receives 1 count or 1 beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and off. And of course, quavers, they receive 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay then, I'm back now. Right, this is your first piece, and you'll know the tune anyway. Now let's look at the beginning. There's no sharps and there's no flats, which they are black notes, okay? So there's none. The time signature is 4/4. Now the top figure tells us there's 4 beats per bar. These are bars, they're bar lines, okay? So that's 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar, 5 bar, 6 bar, 7 bar, 8 bar, 9, 10, so on, okay? Bar lines divide music up into equal parts and measures. That means there's going to be no more than 4 crotchet beats per bar. Now, the notes have got to add up to the whole thing, okay? So let's look. That is a crotchet rest, which is a silence, a moment of silence, but it's still got to be counted, okay? So that would be the first beat, which is the crotchet beat. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quavers. So that would be 1 beat. The first quaver would be 2. The third quaver would be the third, and the fourth quaver would be the 4th beat. So, and now this is counted is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. But if we add them all up, 2 quavers equals, or 2 eighth notes equals a quarter, and the quarter note is a crotchet. So there's 1 quarter. 2 quavers there. That's another crotchet. And 2 more quavers. That's another crotchet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 crotchets there, or the whole thing, because the whole 4 of them adds up to the whole note. Now this is in the beginning here, in the first bar. That is the whole note rest, okay, or the breathe rest. That takes up the whole bar, okay, and that's a whole bar of silence. But in the left hand, there's we play a note on the A, which is also a whole note, or the semi-breve. Okay, so that's silent in the right hand, but we play that in the left hand, and that is equal to 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 off. Okay. Of course, we probably ain't going to play the left hand and the right hand together. You just got to probably look at these and play them separate for a start, but count them. So if I was to do the first bit here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go in. Then it'd be silent, but we'd play the A in the bass, which would be there, and then it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this bit it would be 1, 2. Sorry, that's down here, the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it drops down to, I don't know if you can see that, goes in there, and it drops down to G. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now in this bar down here, we've got a quaver rest. Now a quaver rest is half a beat. So in this bar here, where is it? I can't see it. Oh yeah, it's just there. That's a quaver rest, and that is worth half a beat. Okay, and there is all quaver notes in here. Now what we do, we join the quaver notes up. If there's more than 2, we join them together. And the stems, we try to keep everything on the staff, right? So when the notes get higher, we bring the stems down here and we put the line across to join them together. If it's on its own, we put a flag on it. So this would be 1. The quaver is on the first beat, so it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 off. The left hand is just whole notes, which is semi-breve, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and off. And then in this bar here, we've got again a quaver rest, just like before, and basically it's exactly the same as that one, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, I've left that bit on there, but it comes down in a second, but ignore that bit. I didn't have enough there to finish it off, so if I just rub that out and get the gist of it, that's not there. Okay, I did it this way, try and get as much on as I possibly can, rather than doing it the other way, but I might try and do it the other way actually. So I'll play that fian, and basically how it goes is like this. If I can put my board somewhere where I can read it. That is up there, you probably won't see that there. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. So I'll run that through again by you again. So it's the left hand starts it off in the first bar, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and I've got the other. I'll put the other bit on for you in a minute. But if you look at that, the left hand is just basically played with the A, which is play it with your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the third bar, it's G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to A. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. And then hopefully, if you like that, we can probably just build it up a bit more with some of the primary triads from the actual chord, you know. Very good. so it's a bit further on. Must get a bigger board, I think, and the pens ain't very good I'm using. Keep trying to write it freehand without touching it on there, and I can't get it all that neat actually, to be honest with you. So I ain't really got an easel, and I've got limited space in here actually. I'm trying not to bang the camera that's behind me, and I've got other stuff behind me on this side, so I'm really cramped up in this little spot, so I can't really move anything. So that's that. I'll do that in. Oops. Here's a little bit of ragtime for you as well. That's a simple stride piano style ragtime. Okay. Anyway, see how you get on with that, and I'll put the rest on later. Cheers.